Hey everybody. A lot of people have been hitting me up to do a video about the 2018 gun deer drives. So I put one together. We didn't have a lot of big buck action, we had some. But we did have some pretty cool footage on film that I thought we'd share and thought people would enjoy. We got a pretty diverse group that comes with us. Some of the guys are, trophy buck hunters, and some of the guys don't have a lot of experience and, maybe never hunted before. I usually use this time of the year to get my does out of the way and fill my freezer when I got help around to help drag them out. And I hold out for something a little bigger usually. But come along and I think you might learn a thing or two and enjoy some of the footage.
All right, it's opening morning. We got Jason Pfeiffer here, and he's the shooter. And believe it or not, first hunt, I'm the cameraman. How does that work? Just saying. And Mario is right over there by that big tree someplace. And Crazy Greg is up on the hill back there. And we're gonna drive this way. They bed right in here a lot. And stay tuned, we should kill something. This has always been a good spot. There's actually tracks going in there on the trails. So hopefully, I don't know if Jason can hit anything. He's a bad shot, but we'll see. Okay, we got these trails here. They come out of, they should run right at you. They're gonna run you over, Jason. They're gonna run you over. What are you shooting?
Savage Access 308.
What are you killing?
Hopefully deer.
Not being too picky today?
No, I'll go for a doe today.
Alright.
I want some meat in the freezer.
There's Mario's getting up his tree. We're just waiting on him. He's really slow as usual. So what's interesting is this week the gun hunt season is like a week earlier and bucks are still in rut pretty good. And this particular spot is usually a doe spot, but the bucks are with the does right now. And there's always a lot of rut sign in this spot. So I'm hoping a big buck comes out. We'll see. You never really know, but there's fresh tracks going in there. If they stayed in there, I don't know. But this spot has been a kill spot for the last 2 years, so we'll see. But it's always been does. And with this rut, I'm hoping a big buck comes out. Would you be okay with a big buck, Jason?
Yeah.
You would? That'd be all right with you?
I'd be good with it.
I know you said you like does.
I'd be good with a buck.
Okay.
I can be picky though. Alright. 2 deer came out over that way.
That's a driver.
Yeah. Sounded like Dave started shooting. Looked like he dropped one.
Yeah, he called me and asked me to come over there. I think he's got one down. Looks like this drive's about done. I'm going to leave you sit here in case something pops out late, and I'm going to go over and help him. Have somebody help you load up the ladder and tripod.
Okay.
There's 2 of them coming up here, running along the drainage ditch. I mean, along the fence line.
Yeah, I could see him from where we were. We were filming them.
So I was up to the tree line up there.
So you're where you were at. That's got to be
that's 400, good 400 yards.
at least.
Because I was probably aiming.
You were like right there. That's 400 yards over here.
Yeah, I shot and he ain't moving. I put it on him. So actually, the last shot I put it right on his back and I dropped it. I nailed.
Well, good job, first deer of the year.
Yeah, I can break the ice. Huh?
Well, one for the old guys. Good job, Dave.
Shoot 400 yards, but.
Yeah, after the season we've been having, it's kind of nice to just actually put one down. All right, this is a big chunk of marsh, but it narrows down on the ends, and you can push it real effectively. We've killed some nice deer here. We put Bryce, Chris's son, in the shooting position. He's got some history with that. He got a nice buck there once before, so he wanted to sit there and
big buck in there running around here right now. Mario took a shot at him. Don't know if he got him or not, but they're trying to push him towards us.
And we put Mario on this island right beside me. This island
Mario's
here.
sitting right out on this island.
And we heard Mario shoot, and he sent me a message and said that he hit one, a good one. He says at least an 8 or a 10, and he said tall white antlers. And he says it dove off the other end of the island. We're going to go drop to this island here, right over there. And then we're going to push from there to that island.
We'll work our way across.
And then we're going to push from there to where that buck would be.
kind of stack in this section.
So, getting exciting now. Hopefully he's got it down. He said it looked like it hunched up when he shot, so hopefully it's laying over there dead. If nothing else, we can get on its track, and as long as we don't push it to somebody else, we should have a good time. We should be able to circle it and get in front of it and finish it off. This stuff is really thin strips of cattails. What people don't get is these bucks stay in those cattails. They don't want to go on the high ground. They know better. Wounded, they might though. I mean, you put a little pressure on them, but... Okay, if you look right here, you see Mario? So he shot at that buck and it ran off the tip of this island into this bedding area here. And if you look over there, you can see the kids hunting. And then in a tree over there, we got Jeff Trudell hunting. And this area is pretty much surrounded. We're gonna take a walk through here, 4 guys in a line, and go through. What we did is we told Chris to go back to the original island over here, because if the deer backdoors and goes downwind, it has to go across that island. So there's really no way out of here if it's still in there. So I guess here we go. We're gonna line up here, straight towards those guys. And at some point in there, we're gonna cross where that buck ran in.
Hey Jeff, did you get wet?
Great bedding area back there. All those bucks are bedded right next to that island.
Yeah.
When we push this way, great funnel. Use that thing. They only got to come out right to you guys. So
Hey, what were those? I heard somebody sound like they got wet back there.
yeah, I went through up to my crotch a
I
couple
think I
of
got that
times.
when I filled.
Never touched bottom. That's always a scary feeling.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
All right.
hunt
Oh.
like a beast, right?
What?
Hunt like a beast.
Oh yeah. Hey, at least it ain't too bad today. We've been out here. One of your pants would freeze to your legs.
It's actually a little firmer, so it makes the walking not as bad as it usually is. So
Yeah.
it thickened up that mud and makes it a little easier.
All right. Good job, guys.
Yeah, Mario shot one.
Yeah, this poor guy is welcome to hunting the cattails, eh?
So Bryce was hunting right here in the tripod, and we had Jeff in that tree right there. And then when we drive it this way, and I had Mario sit up on that island there. And I really, it's kind of my fault because the wind's blowing that way, and I shouldn't have had these guys go in until we were set up to do the drive. Otherwise, that buck would be dead. But while they were setting up the tripod, the buck got up right here in front of them while Jeff was in the tree. He didn't see it. Those guys didn't see it, but they were setting up, not thinking about it. Got up right here and ran under Mario. And what happened, Mario?
Yeah, I'm facing east off the middle of this island on that east edge. And I hear crashing from my north. So I turned and looked, and the buck's coming right down the center of the island. So I agree, he had to be bedded right in these cattails. Literally one of those things where I had to stand up, I spun right. By that time he was passing 10 yards behind the tree. I spun around left. I shot, and he kind of did one of these, and then I saw him run off the tip of the end of the island and crash. So I thought there was a chance he might have been laying there. But Dan and the crew looped around to the backside of this island and continued the drive to another small little satellite island that's on the other side of me to my east. And Dan cut fresh tracks that were running onto that island. So they continued to loop around. By the time they got back and Dan backtracked the tracks in and we looked, you could see where the deer rammed his horns right into a tree,
Yep.
backed up, and then continued to run off the island.
Yeah, we should have filmed that. It looked like it almost broke his neck when he hit that tree.
Yeah, he hit hard because it was right after I had shot, so I thought that's where he crashed, but just is where it is. We could see where my bullet hit. There was no blood spatter or anything, so it's tough. He was moving.
Yeah. It's tough when you got him that close and you miss.
I
But you know what? That's an awkward position to shoot backwards.
It is, and I have thought when I got set up, and you told me that you guys are going to be driving that back side a little bit. I'm like, I would have been better off climbing down the tree and just standing in the center of the island
Yeah.
while you guys did that, because he ran right up the center of the island in that open spot. But
How big was he?
he was bigger than anything I saw on my bow stand this year. He was nice. So yeah, he was a nice buck.
Yeah, hopefully he's not the only one out here, because usually we only run into about one good buck out here.
Yeah.
This public land's pretty desolate, but
He was decent.
it seems like they're bedded a little shallower this year. Out in the cattails, we're not hitting the tracks. It's probably because of all the ice.
Yeah, the ice and water, the heavy water.
He's in the cattails now, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not leaving the cat there.
He headed for the no man's land, and I think if we didn't have such a big group, me and you'd just go get on his tracks. But
Yeah.
still a slim chance we catch up to him. He was still booking when he went across that other island, and
yeah.
that's
He was
a
motoring.
quarter mile away.
I yelled at him twice as he was passing me to try to get him to stop, and he put his head down and he was just motoring. So, it is what it is. I had about a 10-yard window where I could take a clean shot, and then it gets really thick at the end of that island. And judging by where his tracks were and where my bullet hit the ground, I mean, it was close, but
Yep, is what it is.
that's what it is.
Maybe we'll get the next one.
It was a nice buck, but yeah, we'll get the next one. So, all right.
Alright guys, on to the next drive here. What we're going to be doing is pushing a big primary bedding area. It's a bedding area that butts up against a lakeside. So the deer got really only 3 ways to leave. Right now we got the wind coming out of the north. So the last time I sat this island, I shot a nice 3.5-year-old 8-point that came by there. Today the conditions are exactly the same. The wind's blowing right into that tip of that north point of the island. So I'm anticipating them to either come running right towards me, because the drivers are going to be pushing right towards me. So when the drivers enter this primary bedding area, their scent is going to blow into here, wind bump it, and that could get these bucks on their feet and start going like it did last year. So same situation, let's hope for the same outcome. I'm going to pan over here and show you where we're set up, but I'm going to be on the tip of this island. Dan's going to be sitting on the side here of the bedding area where they can cross. They usually cross that on a crosswind if it's blowing like east to west more. So I'm anticipating them to come to me more with the situation that we have today, but who knows which way they're going to leave, but things are looking good here. This is the island. I'm going to set up right here. I'm going to have to wait till Dan gets set up, because right outside of here there's some buck bedding at the tip of this. So when I go in, I'm going to be going in right up through here, slowly making my way up there and still hunting my way to the tree. Might jump something on that island, not sure yet. The wind is blowing towards us. There's also some trees right out here. That's going to hold bedding as well. Dan's going to be set up on the edge right here, and all the drivers are going to go way up across, and they're going to push this whole section right to us. The lake is on the back side here. This could be good.
This is one of my favorite spots. We drive the deer towards this island over here. From over here, see the drivers out there? And we got Dave on a tripod there, and we got drivers there. And they're going to set a ladder up over there and then start driving this. They're not going in until the wind, because the wind's blowing this way, they're not going in until Jeff is set up. Jeff's sitting up on the island. That's where Jeff got his big buck last year. And 2 years ago, I got my 12-pointer, went backdoored those guys and ran out over here. I've killed probably about, I don't know, over a dozen good bucks out of this very spot. I used to hunt that tree right there, but as you can see, it's dead and falling down. And last year I said, it's got to be the last year, because it's almost fell walls in it. Branches were falling off and stuff, so. But hopefully we jump something. There's usually something good in here, I don't know. We'll see. got one. It looked like a buck. I think Dave might have got it.
Right in between us, exactly. Yeah. I thought it was there. No. It's supposed to be right about there. I was going to shoot it, and I'm banging it, and he shot it.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
my point of view, it looks like it's further back.
Bryce said he never shot a deer, so I was holding it up, and if he would have missed the second time I was in a deer, I had the crosshairs right in his chest. I'm like, I said, boom. You know, so I said, oh, good for him. He's never got a deer, right?
First deer.
It looked like the hell, a real nice first deer. You
He
know?
thinks it's a little low spike or a 4-pointer.
No, it's about like this.
He thinks it's a 4-pointer right now. He thinks it's a
It's a 2.5 at least. Like I said, I had the scope on there. I was watching. He's coming, and I was, you know, but.
Well, hop on down. Okay, Bryce, tell us now, you invited this kid along. You ever hunt before?
Never hunted before.
He's from California?
From California.
He's never seen a deer before?
Never seen a deer before.
So this is going to be his first deer ever?
This is first shot on a deer, first ever. First ever for
seeing
everything.
it? This is the first time seeing a deer? Let's go see what he's got.
Let's see what he's got.
Here come the guys. We'll wait for him.
Second shot.
I know, the deer came out that way. That way, he shot.
Ran into the wind.
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
was
did the
coming
back
this way.
door, right through all the drivers.
Right to the
Right
back
back
door
this
like
way.
they usually always do, but we had the tripod, we had them surrounded so they couldn't get through. And he came like this, he missed, I put the scope up, and boom, and he dropped him through the scope. And,
He cut between Chris and I.
Yeah, they do it all the time. My 12-pointer went back door. A lot of them do.
Jump 4 feet from Mario.
Yeah, I walked right into the found 2 fresh beds that were melted snow. Then I heard deer get up right around the corner after we got into that hive where those fresh beds were. This thing was crashing back through, and that's when we yelled to Sean. It was awesome.
I could hear you guys yelling to him. I got it on film, but the camera's panned all the way back because of that awkward tree.
Right.
We'll see what I got.
Yeah.
I saw him stand
Here he
with
comes.
beds all over and everything from
2 melted beds when we came into there, and the fresh tracks going in.
Yeah, there's a lot of tracks going into the next drive.
Come on!
Maybe a little bigger than a bandit.
Look at this smile.
We haven't seen it yet. We're waiting for you to turn the head over.
Holy smokes.
So how many deer have you shot?
0. This is the first one.
0. I think you've got at least 1. Nice. Looks like he might be to the ear tips.
Yeah.
That's a good first deer.
That's a heck of a first year, man.
Oh, good check.
Oh,
He broke off one too. He's a big
yeah.
Nice one.
Where did I get him?
Oh, we get the.
You must have got him in the back the way you dropped.
See a hole in the
I think I hit him on the other side.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, congrats, dude.
There you go.
Thank you.
Good shooting, man. We'll see you at the truck.
So what happened was, I was sitting over there on the ladder somewhere, down yonder, probably like 50 yards away, and I saw him. You were yelling at me, Bryce was yelling at me, and you said, Sean, get ready. And I'm watching him hop through all the brush, so I couldn't really see him. And then I see him get into this opening kind of thing. And he's just running. He shot at, Dave shot at him at first, and
I
then...
never pulled the trigger. That was him shooting around. I was sitting there waiting for you to shoot.
Okay, and yeah, and then bad boy just hopped in the clearing at the wrong time and he got popped.
Oh, and that's your first deer ever, huh?
First deer ever, yeah, he's a buck.
Nice job.
Congrats, dude. Congrats.
I said this would happen. I was like, I'm gonna take you out. You're gonna shoot a buck, and I'm not gonna shoot anything. This is how it's gonna work.
Got ourselves some dinner.
Watch that spot.
What do we got here? Nice shooting.
There you go.
Yeah, there's more deer in there than I thought there'd be. But you did notice it was bedding all towards the edges, didn't you?
Yep.
Wasn't bedding out in the normal spots way back.
Right.
In hindsight, that buck that you missed, I guess that's probably the luckiest buck in the world, because I know better than to put those guys in there with the wind blowing in there before we're set up.
Yeah.
And if we would have been set up to drive, even if it got past you, it wouldn't have got past us.
Right. Right. Because you guys are on the back side. You would have been on the back side.
Right. We'd have been on that island telling them go in now.
Right.
And when it went in, it would have jumped. You'd have shot. We wouldn't even have left that island. We'd have just waited till it got there, and it would have hit a wall of orange.
Yeah. Yeah. They ran across those cattails free and clear.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It was a nice buck. The public land, he was there. Nice white tines on him. I mean, obviously with the path that he took, that was the predominant trail that comes down the center of that island.
Yeah.
That's right where he went by instinct. He went right off that thick corner. Well, you see where we cut his tracks, where he dove through. That's a heavy trail right there. That's where the rub line was.
Yeah. Hindsight too, from my stand watching that kid shoot that buck, I swear to God, I thought that was a giant.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a 140-inch buck.
Well, when they got
Or better.
when they got the white rack against the cattails.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you can't see them in the cattails. You know that 140-inch 8-pointer I got out there?
Yeah.
That thing, I was like, should I shoot it or shouldn't I? Even that 12-pointer, I was like, And this thing, I was like, oh, that's a shooter. And for me, it really wasn't.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that kid got it. First buck, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, it's hard to tell when they're moving in fast.
He said he's never even seen a deer in the wild.
That's
Isn't that
awesome.
insane?
Well, when we set them up, we, Chris, Bryce were jumping on the ladder to get it nice and set in there, and then we get them set up in the ladder. We were making jokes because they're saying, "Oh, he's kind of clumsy," you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we said make sure because they'll double back, and that's just what those deer did. Right when we got into that thick stuff is when Bryce started cutting fresh tracks, and I started cutting fresh tracks, and then we got into that hive of bedding, and that's when the first deer got up, boom, 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 right in front of us.
Yeah.
And then I rounded the corner, and boom, the second one got up, and it rotated. You could hear it rotating in the cattails, and it went right back towards them. We all started yelling, "Sean, get ready, get ready!" So that's cool.
I could hear you. Yeah.
That's cool.
You noticed
Kudos
too.
to him. I mean,
you
that
noticed
one
too,
shot, he dropped that
He
thing.
earned it too.
Yeah.
We didn't just go sit him on a stand.
No,
He
carried-
came here and he pushed the whole time. That was his first sit.
Yeah.
That was his first time sitting.
Yeah.
Period.
Period. Ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because when he got here, we made him push the first few.
Yeah. Well, and he carried that tripod out there with Bryce the whole time. So no, he deserved it. He
And no complaints, so he deserved it. Yeah. Just kept going.
made a good shot. I mean, that was a solid shot. About 75 yards away, just the thing stopped in the clearing. It was good.
Yeah, I should have filmed it, but this morning my cat Frosty caught a booter mouse in my kitchen. Yeah. And then I was looking at the cat with the mouse, and I was like, oh, I was gonna take it away, but it was having fun, so I let him keep it. And then it disappeared. And I was thinking about it for a second. I'm thinking, uh-oh, might have took it to Carol. I go upstairs and she's sleeping because it's 4 in the morning, and there's the cat sitting on top of her belly with the mouse in her mouth. I quietly took the mouse away so she wouldn't know. Threw it out the door.
Yeah, that's not a fun way to wake up.
What you got going on down there?
This is a new way of doing deer drives.
Your drive. Greg's driving. I'm afraid of Greg.
You know there's a really big pothole coming up.
Yeah, this is pothole central,
Go
right?
slow, Greg. Got it.
How's it going up there? Doing it. Alright. Hey Jeff, tell us where your legendary hat is.
My legendary hat is 1.5 miles back there in a buck bed. Making a legendary memory.
You gotta go find that or I'm telling Mitch.
Mitch, I apologize.
Let's go get him.
It's still one pointer.
He's still looking for it.
Jeff, are you looking for it yet or what's going on over there? How small is that thing? It's a little spiker.
Love it.
So how they coil this thing up?
I was sitting in that little ash tree right there, one stick up, and the mama doe was hanging behind, so I put it right on her. She dropped. Then I turned onto the second one, and I squeezed, and my gun went click. I flipped and I looked at my gun, and there was 2 bullets jammed in the action of the gun. So, what happened?
We just drove this section, and I came back to get Jake's pack and my stand, and I looked down and right in our tracks, where it wasn't before, there's a set of tracks sneaking out of here from when we were driving going out the back door that are huge. Look at this. It's a 4-finger walking track. He just snuck through here. Looks like a horse print. Is that something? I think maybe we should get that beehive, cut it down. All those bees are going to be lethargic right now, and we should put it in the back seat of Mario's truck and let it thaw out. Okay, we're out in a ocean of cattails. It's just me and Mario this morning. I wanted just the 2 of us to go in here and go after the big bucks. There's some good bedding over in here in the cattails, and there's a shallow area up here. I'm going to take the shallow area. Mario's going to go into the thick, and then we're going to regroup at an island way out there. And we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. But this ice is putting us where we can walk out here, where usually it's up to your waist in water. But we got to be careful because there's hot spots. But there's some good bucks bedding out here, we know it. It's just a matter of if we can creep close enough, the 2 of us, and make something happen working as a team. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean we've got a pond or the lake that borders us to the north here, so that's creating that natural barrier. So hopefully, if we push stuff, it'll funnel to this far island.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of regroup and then set up around that island. So we'll see.
Yep.
Hopefully.
You know, you look at the sign back here, like these beds and stuff in the big tracks. Some of the tracks are washed out. But one thing that's a telltale sign is when you're going down these trails, you see these broken off branches on the trails and how wide the trail gets. So if we're looking here, see this right here. And this right here. You can tell bucks are running this trail because their antlers are breaking the brush. So you can tell this bedding area is getting used by bucks, or they're at least in here chasing does around. So that's the path you took?
Yep.
So then basically I just went like this underneath you and then back around to you.
Yep. So I ran it up all the way along the edge of that transition. Right when I got about here is when a lot of the heavy bedding sign and a lot of the trails started picking up. There's all kinds of cross trails through here. Right at this corner where I turned, I found a couple of those mega beds, you know, where they just push down cattails in a huge, like 10 foot by 10 foot area.
Yeah.
And then a couple of these heavy trails that came from those mega beds ran right onto the tip. And then on the tip of the island, there was poop there from a few days ago where they had been bedding in there. And then what I did is I just hopped on and I hugged the east rim here. And that's when I saw the running tracks going back in the opposite direction. But there are rubs here.
Yeah, there's fresh sign everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just full of big bucks. I mean, I saw tracks that were obviously off of a very mature animal.
Yeah, once I got into that area that was closer, you know, up here to the north tip, there were multiple fawn and doe tracks on the snow and ice, but then I saw the same thing where there was just a giant track, and then he would break through every third step or so on ice that I was walking over.
Yeah, I came across that track too, and I'm 240, and the tracks were breaking through, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
Him running in front of me. Obviously, we got some big animals in back in here. It's just hard to kill them. But I think if you got one of these poplars right here, you're over the best buck bedding right here.
Yeah.
Guy could probably do it. I mean, when you come out of the crops, I mean, there ain't nobody hunting back here.
No, it's a classic case of the way that you're able to enter it and how they're able to pick up on you when you're coming in.
Yeah. No normal human would even think of hunting back here.
It is very interesting though. People wouldn't think it, but you get back into those cattails and the hive and the amount of trails that connect in there, and they're running in every direction. And the thing about those cattails is when they're weaved, those deer take that specific path,
Yeah.
because that weaved net, they aren't going to walk through that, but there's specific paths that they cut through there, and they go in every direction.
Yeah.
There's, you know, soft transitions and hard transitions right along that lake. There's a hard transition. That parallel trail runs all the way along that lake, and then probably every 50 yards there's a feeder trail that comes into these islands.
What's interesting too is it's night and day how much sign you see back here that's fresh from where everybody else is hunting.
Yeah, yeah,
Just get where people aren't.
yeah,
And most people wouldn't think deer are back here swimming around.
yeah,
They are.
yeah, they are. And coyotes. I saw coyote
Yeah.
tracks as well, but
Coyotes are only back here when it freezes.
yeah, they don't like the water either. They're not going to
Yep.
swim.
Yeah. They're just
Should
like
be-
people.
Yeah,
Sometimes you get people back here when it freezes, but I didn't see any human sign.
No,
Not
I
one
didn't see-
human track.
Here did I. No boot tracks.
Hmm.
But yeah, I for sure thought we would have. I mean, we kicked up deer. It's just a matter of
Well, you got to be on
two
top
guys.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think though that the plan we were talking about earlier, we could definitely drive this if we have a good group of guys.
Yeah. You get guys that'll sneak out to this island, get set up, and then you go.
Yeah.
Going through the buck bedding, looking at the sign in these places, exploring, is when I find a lot of my best bow spots.
Yeah, see, here's where he ran through. That right there is a pretty big track. The frozen one.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. Oh, that's what I was seeing.
He's out
back
here
there.
somewhere.
I was seeing that big frozen track.
So if you look this clump of trees over here, if I get the camera up high enough, you can see it. That's where the best beds are because everything's underwater out here. So every time we come up on those trees, there'll be trails coming from every direction. As you can see, the deer can't walk through this stuff. I mean, this is just weaved together. But they can walk these trails that have been walked forever. And you can see those trails on Google Earth and such when you zoom in. Yeah, look at the beds here. So, there's just beat down.
Oh, this is what I found back in the cattails, and it looks like this is unbelievable.
Yeah,
Look at this.
isn't this unreal? Look at all, it's just,
This is several deer bedding in here together. I mean, look at this.
yeah. And you know what a buck does, is he moves to one side or the other based on the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's fresh poop. Yeah, here's a couple fresh rubs. There's one on that tree. It's there, and one right here. And as you can see, there's just trails going everywhere, and they start to this point. So that's how you can pick this stuff off on an aerial.
Yeah.
It's cool crap, ain't it?
It It is cool because they're hitting those trails. I mean, you can walk and follow those trails right to these hives like this.
Yeah.
I found multiple spots on the north tip that had hives like this in the cattails.
I think we made a mistake hunting that swamp that didn't have as much sign.
Yeah.
We should have been in here.
Yeah, these beds are being used heavily.
And you see there's really big stuff out here too.
Yeah. A lot of cattails.
So I noticed this scrape here. Hard to see the scrape, but you can sure see the branch. And look at it, it's even busted up here.
Yeah.
That's a pretty heavy branch. And it's got marks on here all over the place. You see where he chewed on the ends. But then what'd you see over here?
Yeah, then I look beyond it, you can see this tangled tree right here. Look how high up this is.
That's unbelievable. That's got to be 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
And look at the stuff he's got to reach over.
Went through this branch, busted it right off.
Look, he's got cattails hanging up there. I bet you those came off his antlers.
Yeah, look at this. Everything's
Wow.
up over.
You know, this is the exact spot
Up high.
where I missed that giant right here in this bed. I was coming down this trail right here, and I spotted him laying here, looking at me. And he spun around as I got the gun up and jumped into these cattails. And I shot at him, and the bullet just didn't go through the cattails.
Yeah.
But that was a giant, and he was right here.
There's something out here. The size tracks that we're cutting across, there's something big out here.
You know, I've always had good action with big bucks out here. It's just a very, very difficult area to hunt.
Look at this one. We didn't even see this one. You see this?
Oh, that's busted off. And that's
this.
fresh, ain't it?
That's fresh.
Oh, look at that.
Look at the sign on that thing.
That's freshly broke. I didn't even see that.
I mean, that ain't too long ago. That thing was just busted
Yeah.
off.
Think about the rack it takes in the neck to snap that off.
Right, because he had it all tangled up in here.
All tangled up in his antlers.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
He might have got stuck in that when we came in here.
There's that giant track again, and it's going both ways.
That's the same size track I cut on the tip of this island coming out of the island right here, Dan, too, where those white poplars are.
Yeah.
So he's getting his way around this island.
I'm sure he's the one that did that scrape and stuff. He probably owns the area.
Yep.
And these trails back here are phenomenal too. You'd swear people made them, but they didn't.
Well, I know that's kind of the interesting thing when you talk, you're kind of blown away by the amount of cattails that are pushed down and the network that they have. But deer are unbelievable creatures.
Yeah, they're adaptable.
Think about how much water is going in here and what they're pushing through.
There's a fresh bed, been used. Yeah, I didn't want you to step in the cattails at all. I'm sure it was. They ran from your direction. It looked like the way he was shooting. All right, well, just get out there and get set up then.
I hope he got it.
He didn't follow the instructions. He went in there to the island before I called him.
Oh, he's out here.
Yeah, he went to the island first.
Yeah.
Jumped the deer, so that's what happened.
Yeah, you can't do that. Because how many times did it happen?
Because of the way the wind is. I told him to wait on the land till we could call them.
He's fired.
There might be more in there though.
Yeah.
The deer seem to bed along these cattails along the lake. And what we do is we watch which direction the wind is going in here. And the people that are upwind, whether the drivers or the standers, we put them in last. And they're pretty much cornered. It gets narrow on both ends, and then it gets like sawgrass over here, and they really can't get out. You know, so if there's anything bedded in there, this is a perfect ambush.
Yeah.
It's been a great spot for me. I've killed like 16 bucks out of this spot in the last 20 years. Usually where Jason is, and while we were setting up, Jeff went in, and I heard Jeff when Jeff went in, I heard Jason shoot, and we looked over and he was taking a couple shots in our direction, and the deer never came out. So I'm hoping maybe Jason got it. We haven't heard from him
He
yet.
didn't come out here. I didn't see him going up the hill.
So hopefully we have one down. There's some shots. Tell me what's going on, Dave.
I'm just thinking about the wind.
The wind's going to probably push them over to Jason.
Yeah.
They're going to smell them though, so they might kick back door.
Well, that buck last time, but they had a different
Yeah.
one.
Because they probably smell Jason right now.
Yeah.
I just heard Jake yell that there's a deer coming, so we're watching. This is what I think he yelled. I think he yelled Dan, so I think it's heading this way. We'll see. Maybe he's yelling for his buddy. What's his buddy's name? Oh, there it is. Right in front of you. Right in front of you. It saw us and ran back. Jason! It came out, looked at you, and ran back in. There goes, there goes, there goes. Over here, over here. He's gonna get up into the woods. Unless he got it. It was a big doe. He's still aiming. Stopped aiming. I never saw anything run through the woods. But there's a pretty thick area there, you might miss it. That thing saw you plain as day. It came out right here in the cattails, and you couldn't see it till it stuck its head out, and you couldn't hear it because of the wind. And when it came out, it looked at you and just turned around and ran. Yep. And you know what? In hindsight, if we would have set up where we normally set up over there, yeah, you'd have got him. A little shaky up here in this wind. Whew. I don't know how high this ladder is, but it's shaky up here. Like 10 feet. Fall down, I'm going to be embedded. You guys are going to have to pull me out. So there's Jason right there. That doe, after the doe came out right here, saw us standing here. Where normally we usually put the tripod there, we probably should have did it again. So, because it came head on, it spun around, ran right back in there. Then at 90 degrees and ran right past Jason. He took one shot. I'm not sure if he got it or not. Looked like a big doe.
First one ran across. I really didn't see it. There was a possum running around behind me, so I was thinking I had a big one behind me. So I got 3 shots on her.
The possum?
Yeah, the possum.
Yeah, look at him.
On the doe. And then you yelled for that second one that was running across, and
Yeah.
I got a shot of her, and seems like I dropped her.
Well, let's find out.
So
What happened with the
find
first
out.
one? You think you got it, or you
I
didn't?
think I got it on the second shot.
It doesn't look like it ran through here.
Yeah.
Like I said, yeah,
Where'd you lose sight of it?
I lost sight of it.
Yeah,
It was
but
running
it
this
did-
way. Yeah.
Because I don't see any sign of a deer run through here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I'm hoping I got her. So I might have got 2 today.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, as soon as that wind was blowing kind of that way, I went and stood. I started into the cattails, just not very far, and something caught my scent that was standing on that island, or must have been just off of it, because my scent blew into there, and I could just hear something tear through and jump into the cattails. And then not long after that, you shot. So I'm wondering if that one was bedded just off that tip and it busted me. You know, I probably should have stayed way back here.
We try to stay on the land when the wind's like this. Unless if the
Yeah.
wind's blowing like that, we push you in first. The wind's blowing like it is.
Yeah, at least you got a crack at it.
But
so
it
all
doesn't matter. It worked out anyway.
worked out
you got it.
perfect.
That possum, I thought I didn't see it till it was over here.
Sure, is
I kept
excited
looking
about that
behind me.
possum. Maybe.
Well, I kept looking behind
wanna
me
catch it?
until I seen the
That's
possum.
what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
we were
there
talking
on.
about that when we used to go
Call me a
catch
possum.
them.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do a little push. We did this one once before, but we put up a bunch of deer and nobody got shooting, and it seemed like we didn't go back far enough. And there's some big buck sign back here, and there really ain't a lot of cover, so we're thinking the bucks are back here. It's just a matter of if we can push them past people, because it's hard to do. They can slip through the drivers out in the cattails. I'm on a point that's cut off by, there's a river over here that gets real close. It goes out in a wide area, and there's a bowl right here. You can kind of see Jeff through the trees there, We got Dave down a little further, and the guys are going to push this way. Got me 2 more. Cartwheeled one right there, and the other one dropped right there. There's 2 does. They came running off the point right through here. I didn't get time to put the camera on, but I had time to get the hat cam going.
We drove that perfect this time. We got right to the corner of that dike,
Yeah,
set up in the middle, set up to the side.
they weren't getting through, huh?
We walked all the same trails back. So yeah, we covered that corner that Jeff and I missed the other day. So what'd you see, Dan?
So Mario took the group back here, and I think we got it done right this time, right, Mario?
I think so. We covered the corner. We got way back there that we didn't know about before, so it worked out
So
good.
we had to figure out, you know, some things in this drive. We weren't getting back far enough.
Yeah, how they were exiting off that back side of the dike. There's a little land bridge there that they could shoot across.
No, it was nothing big, but we got 2 does came running out. They came running from over there, trotted onto here. I had time to get my hat cam on, but I didn't get the camera on. And I dropped one over here. It got behind a tree, rolled over. And the other one ran up here, and I hit it 2 or 3 times, and it dropped right there. I don't think they're real big, but it's 2 down with the season we've been having.
Yeah?
It felt nice to shoot the gun a couple times.
Well,
So,
we got a successful drive. It worked out.
so let's go take a look and see what we got.
Yeah.
Right here, looks like we might have got up. See a blood trail though. There she is down there. We got back up and piled down the hill.
Yep.
Here's where she went down with the shatter.
Yeah, nice sized doe. Wow.
Hit a tree.
It looked like she was doing some cartwheels, so maybe she was still flying. She went down the hill. Oh, that's a horse.
That's a nice sized doe, Dan.
That's a horse.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Bigger than I thought she was. Yeah, that ain't bad, huh?
That's nice.
It's a nice doe.
You want to get a picture for the page?
Yeah.
Good running shot, too.
That's a really big doe.
On this one, I saw it go down. It cartwheeled when I shot it. I didn't see it move again. And when Jeff came out, he came past it and had to finish it off. I'm hoping he didn't blow his head off, but he's known for that.
But like usual, I gotta finish the job. Let's go.
Well, now you got the shoot one, so you're done for a while, right?
Let's see at the car.
Oh, no. Looks decent size, too.
Not too bad. Jeff didn't blow the head off.
Yeah, bad size doe.
There's Buddy on the other side. We'll leave it like that.
All right.
Here.
The pumpkin. The pumpkin strikes again.
Pumpkinhead?
I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, come see us at huntingbeast.com or on our Facebook page. See ya.
Everybody's always asking me how to store milkweed. Well, here's a unique place to store it right here. You just stuff it in your beard. That way, you can just leave it there, and wherever you go, if you see some spot on the side of the road on the way to work, it looks hot, you can get out. Check the wind. And if the wind looks right, call in sick.
My name is Sean. This is my 6-point bunk. Hunt like a beast.
Congrats.